yes. Okay. Hello, and thanks for joining us again. Doing a roundup of a few games we had today. Super Sunday, if you like. Liverpool, United, interesting game.
United. Sorry, sad to say
Yeah.
that.
No, yeah, no. Let's kick it off with that. What do you make of the game?
Do you know what? Like, obviously, I had you, Moses, and Gerald in my ear yesterday saying, "Oh yeah, it's going to be a drumming." But I thought, to be fair, Gerald did say to me yesterday that it would be like a boring game. I don't think it was a boring game. It was just it started off good, then it died down a bit. I think United did well to silence the crowd, but the way they play football, like, I don't enjoy that type of football. I never have. But I get it. It's circumstances of all the injuries. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I get why he's had to do that. You are away at Anfield, so you are going to get abused by the fans, and the way they're just going to keep coming at you like a train. But um, but yeah, I think I'll take the draw. We had chances to win it. Liverpool were scruffy, in my opinion. I don't think they had any clear-cut chances. I saw the stats at the end. They had like 36 chances. I saw Klopp talking his rubbish. Oh, yeah, we had 36 chances. I'm like, you didn't really have a clear-cut chance at all. So United's defense did very well today. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, you lot only had 8 shots or 6 shots and one on target. But our chances were better chances. I think we take ours, we definitely win the game. Um, yeah, me personally, I'll take the draw. I'm not too mad. But again, I want the football to improve. I'm happy with Kobe Mano. Like I don't know what you thought of his performance, but he's a young kid. He's just coming from the academy, and he just fitted right in. Even the ball he played to Garnacho, when Garnacho was in, and then Trent
Mm.
just got there. I still feel like Garnacho should have like took the shot earlier, or just get in Trent's way a bit more. So if he does tackle you, it's a penalty, or anything can happen. But he just it's experience anyway. He'll get it down the line. But that
Yeah.
ball that Mano played, like yeah, I'm really happy with that kid, man.
Yeah, no, me too. Like, I'm a fan. Like, I'll be honest. I'm always a big fan for academy graduates, players coming through the ranks, through the team.
Yeah,
I have more respect for that, for the homegrown talent as opposed to a star signing. Like we all love a star signing. Don't get me wrong. When the transfer window kicks off, you want to hear the stars are coming to your club, but nothing
yeah,
beats somebody coming through the ranks and actually putting in a really good shift. I thought the guy was really good, very mature for his age.
yeah.
Um, yeah, like for me, one of the key players in today's game. I thought United did a great job in, like you said, in silencing the crowd. Anfield can be a loud, rowdy place to be, and
I was surprised.
if the
I'm sorry to
fan,
cut you off.
mm,
I was surprised it was that quiet because apparently they went and opened up a new stand with 7,000 more fans, and it was like a library.
mm,
So pointless, in my opinion, to even announce it the way they did.
no,
But
that's
sorry,
the
carry
thing.
on.
Like, um, we all know how how big of an atmosphere, how big of a role they play. Um, when Liverpool are at home, and it's a headache. I remember from the Arsenal games at Anfield. Um, I remember there was a moment, there was a little scuffle between Arteta and Klopp. Something that just got a little bit rowdy,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
before you know it, the fans were the
On
stadium
your
just
neck.
went on maximum volume, out of the blue.
Yeah,
And yeah, like today, I thought United did like their best performance was keeping the crowds down and the volume down. That helped them frustrate Liverpool. Liverpool had a lot of chances, no doubt. Like I've seen a lot of the pundits who say, "Oh, they've got a few sitters. They should have done that. They should have done that." I disagree. I think they had
yeah.
loads, but United defence, the two centre back pairing today, Johnny Evans and Varane, I thought they had a great game.
Yeah,
Um,
I've been hearing a lot of Varane slander, especially from people like me. Saying, "Oh, he's not world class
mm,
anymore." I was like, "No, he was brilliant last season. Just because he started
yeah,
off bad this season, a few injuries, all of a sudden, because we even talking about who will get into the Chelsea team yesterday. Like, I
yeah,
think personally, he's better than Thiago Silva. That's my opinion anyway. But they were like, "Oh no, 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 you've had a howler there." But again, like,
yeah,
let's not digress to that crap Chelsea team.
yeah. No,
Um, but yeah, like Varane today, like he impressed me. Like he did very well today. Him and Johnny Evans did very well today. So But again, I still want more progressive football. I get it. Again, you're away at Anfield, the team is depleted, and you've got young players in the team. But I still, I do, I expect a bit better. And with obviously we're out of Europe now, as you know, to your
Mm,
delight. Um, United basically, unless it's the FA Cup or the Premier League's basically down to one game a week. So our players should be coming back and they should have more time on the training ground for at least for him to
yeah.
implement the playing style that he wants. Because now he's got no excuses. Like now, implement your playing style. Don't hear no excuses about this kid. There's that many games.
Mm.
Just do what you need to do, train the team. But I don't know if you saw the Dallo got sent off near the end. What did you think of that decision by the referee? Because I think that was shocking.
Yeah, no, I think it was a little too much. Like, if anything, there were a couple of other rough challenges that they could have warranted a yellow card um, earlier. I know Luke
Yeah,
Shaw got a yellow card a bit later on in the game, but there was a couple of moments that I thought, at least in the first half, he should have got a yellow card.
yeah,
And then to see that, the whole second booking basically was just at him waving his hands in disapproval of the decision.
yeah,
And I don't know if anybody or any game that you've seen recently where somebody's had a foul given against them just, smiled and walked off. It
no,
doesn't.
no,
Everyone is upset about it, right?
yeah.
So yeah, no, it was. I didn't get it. I'll be honest. Um, and Michael Oliver, like, is normally a very good referee, one of the highest
You
rated
think?
in the Premier
Nah,
League, at
man.
least.
There's
But
that's what they said today. But I've never liked that guy, man. He's
mm,
got some. He's so arrogant. Oh, to me, and that's what I feel about
yeah.
him.
No, like, I see that. You definitely see that in some games where he's a little too dismissive,
Yeah,
too soon. I think. Yeah, there were a few incidents in the game where, yeah, I think he could have just, if you want to stamp your authority with a yellow card of that nature, you do it early on in the game. You
yeah.
don't do it in the 90th minute or whatever,
Which is
80 something minute, which is, it's insane. It's silly. Um, you want to keep tempers down at that point. You want to keep the game flowing. There wasn't really much into it. Like, if I remember the incident correctly, it should have been a goal kick to United because it
yeah.
came off Salah's foot. I think it was
No,
Salah, right?
it was a throw in. Yeah, so it came off Salah, but then when they
Mm,
gave it to Liverpool, Dallo just lost it. But I get it. Like it was
mm,
clearly came off Salah. But I even so, he gave him a yellow card. I still think that's in. Like, there's no need to give him a second.
mm,
It's still in. Like it's still the same moment to me. It's not like, oh, he's giving him a yellow card, then play's gone on, and then Dallo's done something else.
mm.
Then okay, cool. Then he's warranted to give him another yellow. But to give it all in one sequence, I think no, man, you're just abusing your power, man.
Yeah, no, it's. I thought it was too much. Like, yeah, the game was practically,
And
yes, there was a lot of chances. I thought it was a little boring to watch at some moments.
yeah,
Um, this is the thing. Like, as a United fan, looking at that game, you'd have thought that, any one of these counter attacks you'd score, and you guys
yeah.
had a couple of good chances. Hoyland had at least
That
one
that
really
brings me
good
to Haaland.
chance.
There's a
Yeah.
nasty stat for him, like 13 Premier League
Mm,
games, no goals or assists. I was reminded by that by someone in a group chat. But
yeah.
yeah, that's shocking. I know he scored in the Champions League, but at the same time, I still feel like he doesn't get enough service. When he does get a chance, like today, he had today, he's rushing it. He's just panicking because he hasn't doesn't get. He just wants to get the first goal. So I feel like the team was
Mm,
providing more chances for him. He wouldn't be so scruffy. I know he's young and everything, and he doesn't excuse his performances. Like he's been performing well. He works hard for the team and everything, but that chance today, man, he had to score, man. It really aggravated me when he didn't score. That, like, or even like work the keeper, he just kicked it at him. It's on his weaker foot, but
yeah.
that was the best chance of the game. Like you have to score.
It was like, honestly, I wasn't sure exactly how to judge it, in a sense. Like, remember this, like, the kid is a young player, really young player, right? He's had
Yeah,
a decent season at Atalanta,
yeah,
brought in for a lot of money, and all of a sudden, like, this is what I, talk about a lot of the times, that we need to understand that this person that has had X amount of money paid for him as a transfer fee doesn't automatically warrant the right to expect a lot more than what he was capable of.
yeah,
Like, it's a learning process. The guy's going to come in. He's coming into Man United, a team that you'd expect to have great coaches, great facilities, a lot of
I
knowledge,
sense your
right?
digs here. Yeah,
No, honestly, like it's like I'm trying to cut the guy some slack, you know. Like there's
yeah,
it's a learning curve. Like I'm not sure
yeah,
who to compare that to in Arsenal. Like we haven't signed many really young players. You know, we've bought players that are 26,
and a bit of experience. So you bring through
25,
your
and
academy
they've had
players.
that
Yeah,
experience. You know, if it's the academy player, you know, he won't be like that minor. Like this is the comparison here. You don't expect a lot from him, and when you
yeah,
see a decent showing, you go, great player. You know, that's what it's like. That's an academy player, and there's a lot of praise for him. But
yeah.
had you have signed him for like 60 odd million from somewhere else, he'd be like, oh, that's not enough, right? Straight away.
Mm.
So yeah, the price tag is one thing, but it doesn't justify the criticism. I think the guy is all right. Um, Personally,
But you know how
had they
fickle
had,
fans are nowadays. They always say that,
mm,
oh no, even though Anthony is worth 100 million,
mm,
let's say euros, it's not even in pounds. He
mm,
he gets that thrown at him all the time. Like, oh no, he's 100 million. Oh, he's 100 million. He should be. I'm like, but he
yeah,
doesn't. He didn't say I was worth 100 million. He didn't go and say you
yeah,
got to pay 100 million for me because I produce X, Y, Z. You know, so what he produced, and they're
yeah,
the idiots to go and get their pants pulled down to pay that. But you can't put that on the player. It's like I find it
yeah,
ridiculous. Even though I do it again, I do it myself too, just as it's just banter, as it's just banter.
yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. So
I don't know, man. Like I wouldn't cut. I'll be honest with you. Here we're a
yeah.
crossroads. You know, like for Anthony, I understand the criticism for two reasons, and I'll explain why. Like, firstly, he played under Ten Hag, so
Hmm.
he was there for a few years. He played Champions League football. He played in teams that won things in a sense.
Yeah,
Whether it's local or whatever. But they've had a good run, and he had a lot of competition. So this is the difference where he was at Ajax and where he's at United. He came in with that price tag at United, and that's it. There isn't really much of a competition on that right wing.
yeah.
So it's
Well, Jadon
easy for
Sancho, but he
anybody.
refuses to apologize.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like it's you got to have some humility, but also you got to have some competition for any player. Like once you show him that um, there is somebody out there who is raving, who's trying to get into the team, and if you mess up, then I've got no,
Yeah,
I won't hesitate. I won't think about it twice, dropping you to the bench. Um, that drives players to be better. You've got that in a few positions, but unfortunately, not the important ones. I think
yeah.
up front,
Uh,
you guys are
And
like as thin as it comes at the moment.
yeah, United's attacking threat right now is they're like it's shocking, man. It's like
Yeah,
they snatch up chances. They not get enough chances. When they do get there, they become selfish. Like Garnacho. Today they were a bit better because they were trying to work as a unison team. But
yeah,
from
yeah,
previously, it's just run and shoot, run and shoot. So I think Ten Hag trying to tell them, yo, my guys, like, listen, it's a team game, man. Start passing to each other because otherwise you're not going to get any chances and we start
yeah.
losing games we shouldn't be losing. But it's funny, Bruno didn't play today, and
Mm,
maybe some United fans might come and say, oh no, the team is more compact tonight. There's more discipline when Bruno's not there because Liverpool couldn't break Amrabat. That's it. Even brings us to Amrabat. Like even the way he started the
mm,
game today, he's so slow.
mm,
And that it aggravates me that he can't get around. But
mm.
then as the game wore on, he got better. Like I was very critical of him at the start of the game. Like this guy can't move, man. But
Yeah,
I think he can pass the ball. He knows what he's doing. I can see what he understands what Ten Hag wants. But bro, the guy's slow, man. I think if
yeah,
we play
no,
like a team, like say we play like your annoying team, for example, we're gonna press him.
yeah,
And I think we'll
yeah.
be in trouble. Yeah,
That's exactly what it is. Like this is the thing in terms of um, Amrabat isn't like a holding midfielder on his own. His
yeah,
he only I think his best role is to be playing in a two-man holding midfield position.
yeah,
That's where he shines. If it's just him, he'll struggle. Um, and today you guys had a lot more unity around the team, especially in defense. Up
yeah,
front, I think this is like I hate saying this, but this is where you missed Bruno Fernandes. You needed that player, that link in midfield to thread the right passes because that was what seemed to me like
yeah. They
the
tried
reason
to
for a
put
lot of
Scott there.
mistakes.
They put
Yeah.
Scott there today, even though it's not really, he did all right today, man. Let me never get
Mm,
onto Scott today. But you could see that like his deficiencies when he's on the ball. Like this guy is really bad on the ball. Like he doesn't
mm.
really know. what to do with it. He's good in the box, but midfield wise, nah. So you can see we kind of did miss Bruno there, but I did like the discipline in the team, and that's what sometimes you kind of lose
Exactly,
that with
yeah.
Bruno. Yeah. But what did you think of the Liverpool midfield, like Endo and Gavin? I like Gavin back quite a lot.
I was really impressed with him until he came off early, and I thought that's going to be a blow for them. But what
Yeah,
shocked me was that if I remember correctly, he took him off. He came off obviously for an injury, right? But
yeah.
even Szoboszlai, he was taken off exactly at the same
I
time,
like it. Yeah,
and I was like, that's your entire creative midfield. You've taken both off at the same time,
yeah,
and like I'm not sure if I remember correctly, it was Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones that came on or something like
yeah,
that, and he practically United came into life. That's when we saw a lot of United's chances. Liverpool's midfield was practically run over. It was they went to a 4-2-4 formation. Two
yeah. This
midfielders
didn't work.
against United's five. They were
It didn't work.
struggling.
Yeah,
And before you know it, like he's taking a player off and he's trying to solidify the midfield again, and they kind of got the upper hand again towards the
yeah,
end of the game. But yeah, no, like it's United weren't 100% sitting back. I wouldn't say that, but like they weren't doing a Burnley, a classic Burnley game, like from the
yeah.
years where they just sit back and
Doing
hit
that
you on a
special.
corner kick or something. Exactly, they
Yeah,
weren't doing that, but they weren't really far off it. I think they just lacked the creativity when they actually had the ball. But I didn't like it about some of the players. Anthony seemed to always have a different thought or opinion to the flow of the game. So when the
yeah,
ball doesn't go to his liking, he's always like, "No, you should have played it here. You should have played it
yeah. That
here."
was a bit annoying. It's petulant. Yeah, like what are you
Yeah, no,
doing?
like
Just
you're
get on with
playing a
it.
counter-attacking game. Like it's
Mm,
isn't a possession game where you're like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to pass it to your feet. No, I'm gonna pass it
yeah,
into the open spaces behind you,
so you can
and
run
that's
in.
where you need to be attacking.
Mm.
So yeah, no, it was a I don't know, it was a strange performance. Like from Liverpool, it was you can like the United came in with an idea like you can have all the possession you want, but you're not going to break us down,
You're
and
not breaking us
you're not
down.
going to threat anything. And that's
Yeah,
exactly what they did. They had the chances. They had a lot of half chances, lots of shots, but not really threatened
no,
in a
no,
way. You know.
no. Like I said, I don't like that type of football,
Mm,
but I get it had to be done. And
mm,
hey, I'll take the point. That's United's first draw of the season. It's either they've won or they've lost.
yeah,
So hopefully this is a turning point for the team. We've got West
mm,
Ham next on Saturday midday kickoff. So yeah, I expect the team to. I think Bruno's back for that game. So let's see if
yeah.
the discipline is gone by the time he's back. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well,
Like, it's going to be a tricky one, that West Ham game. The highlights of what I've seen from their game today, Wolves have become like one of those possession playing teams,
yeah.
and West Ham were happy to have that. Played against
Sit
them.
back and
They
panic.
wanted
Yeah.
to let Wolverhampton have the ball, and if you've seen their highlights, like most of their goals, all three goals, I think, or at least two of them for sure, were a very quick counter attack. So they can be stubborn as well. They can defend, they can sit back, they can close spaces pretty well, and they've got the players for that with the experience. So it's going to be interesting to watch how United deal with that. Like they can't play
Hmm.
again another game of counter attacking. Obviously, not when
No,
you
yeah, I
expect it to
think
be winning that game.
when you're playing against David Moyes' teams, you know he's just going to sit back. You know David Moyes doesn't want the ball.
Hmm.
He's just a counter attack. But I'm scared of Kudus though. Like he's been
He's a
really good.
handful.
Even
Yeah,
his goal
no,
today,
he's
I was like, rah, like
yeah.
good goal, man. Imagine we could have got him instead of Anthony. Instead of Anthony.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Ah,
Like some of
such
the
is life.
signings.
Yeah,
Oh man. Yeah,
that
like if there's any criticism for the coach, I think that's one of my
that's
biggest
one of them.
criticisms
Yeah,
for him, especially
that's
when you've
one.
coached both. I'm like,
Mhm.
really, you know?
Yeah. That brings me
But
to
yeah,
the league standing. Your obviously your team is top. You know, as most we're top. We're top every single bloody minute.
yeah,
What
no,
happened?
it's it's
You
it's
got you got
tense.
Liverpool. You got Liverpool next yourself in the league.
At Anfield,
Yeah,
it's like this is what I was looking at today,
yeah.
and I'm not sure. I'll be honest. Like, do we go there and try do like I know Arteta won't do that. Won't sit back and try to hit them on the counter. But their
You know what?
midfield, like,
Speaking
mm,
of that, yeah, he might. You know, because this brings me back to when United played
mm,
Arsenal at the Emirates. I don't even remember the game. Obviously, you guys somehow won 3-1. Um, when the game started. you lot didn't come out. Like United had
No,
all the ball. So
that
you
was
might
it.
do a thing where, because I think he's trying to stop the transitions of what United do. And obviously when he did try
Mm,
to come out, United hit you quickly and scored. But I think he could do that. He just because he's not. He's got to think tactical about this. It's not about, oh, let's just always go gung ho. Because if you go gung ho machine for machine, their forward line is better than yours. So
yeah.
it's
Well,
a bit
that's the
wrong.
thing. Like it's exactly like that. And the thing is, can you afford to give them like when you're playing at home, you might be able to sit back, hold off a little bit. They're the attacking, they're the away team. They won't
Yeah,
be coming out trying to attack you all the way. And it's not, with all due respect, it's not like an Arsenal at home to or whatever, like a Burnley or a Luton Town. It's another
yeah,
big team, so they've got the quality in there to hurt you if you do
yeah,
show too much respect. So you got to have a little balance to it. I remember that United game, like it was strange. I remember clearly that the first, at least the first 20 minutes, it felt like
yeah.
they were
United had all the
happy
ball.
to hold the possessions and
Yeah.
just let United have the ball. And I'm like, what's going on? Like the ball
Nah,
was
because
running between
I
the
think
defenders, nobody's
I
pressing.
think he didn't want
Yeah.
the spaces left in behind for Rashford and
Mm,
whoever. So again, you don't want that. Nunez likes to always running behind. He doesn't stop running. So
yeah.
I don't know
No,
if you
he's
want
a
to. I don't
handful.
think. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think Arteta leaves Saliba and Gabriel to just. Oh yeah, let them defend it 1-on-1 or even against Salah. That's low. At Anfield as well. That's low.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, there's a little bit of history between Gabriel and Nunes.
Yeah,
They had the World Cup qualifier game. Uruguay beat Brazil, I think 2-0, and he scored
yeah,
both goals. There was a little bit of a moment, I think, where Gabriel said something about, he's used
yeah,
to playing against Darwin, he's going to have it under control, but it went,
yeah. It went pear shaped.
obviously, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
I want to see how that reaction happens. Although he doesn't really play on Gabriel's side, he'd be more on the Saliba side. But yeah, like the only concern for me in that game away is Zinchenko. I think the guy is a great player, but defensively he's not the strongest.
yeah. He's not, man. I
Um,
even saw him today against Brighton. I'm like, this guy, man, you could get got at.
Mate, he gave it away a couple of times, and against a better team, like Brighton are a good team, but against a better
Yeah,
team, like that will cost you a lot. If you're doing that, let's
100%.
say in the knockouts of the Champions League, if you're playing, I don't know, if whoever you get in the draw and you get a good team, that is a goal. That's not
Yeah,
a moment where, oh, it might be a threatening thing, or let's press them and get the ball. No, that's going to be a goal. Like one, two passes, these kind of teams will break you
yeah,
down easily. And to do that, especially on that side, Liverpool's stronger side, if you like, right? So if you've
yeah.
got Salah, Szoboszlai on that side, Trent behind them, and Nunes in the middle, like that is, you just don't want to be giving the ball away in that place. So yeah, to some extent, I am missing a little bit. Tomiyasu, I thought he'd be a good option for these big games. He's a
Yeah.
little bit more defensive,
He's solid as
sounder,
well. You can't. He's not easily
exactly.
bullied.
No, so yeah, no, it's going to be a fun game to watch, no doubt for the neutral. A nightmare to watch for a
Yeah,
fan.
I'm
I
gonna
can see
watch it
that
with popcorn.
happening.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
enjoy
mate.
that.
Yeah, no,
So,
it's going to be a good
so,
one.
so Arsenal are top for the meantime. Yep.
Yeah,
Liverpool second. That brings us to Villa. They're
yeah.
not stopping, are they? Like, do you think they could go all the way? Do you think they could make it?
No,
No,
I
no,
don't want
because
to be
the squad is
dismissive.
not big enough. You know?
Exactly that. Like if they've got great players, right? But there's several key players there. Um, for example, in my mind, Douglas Luiz. If this guy misses a game or gets an injury,
It's fine.
that really hammers their midfield. They've got a lot of players, a lot of good players, but not many that can run that role that he does.
Yeah,
Attacking wise, going forward, passing the ball, holding the ball. Yes, they've got Euro Tielemans, McGinn, they've got Diaby, Bailey. They've got all these like really good,
technical
technically
players. Yeah,
gifted players to some extent. Um, so yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. And keep in mind, they've had, if you remember Bondia, he's been out for most of the season. He hasn't kicked a ball yet in the game. So I'm not sure when he's expected back, but he'd be a boost. But is it enough of a boost? I'm not really sure. Like, I don't want to rule them out, obviously, but in this race, I'll be amazed. Like, if they do a Leicester City and win it by the end of the year, like, I'll definitely, like,
I don't think I don't think they could win
mm,
it. It just I think they
yeah,
could challenge for the top four or
yeah,
probably the
no,
Europa League. I think they got momentum now, but it's I always see it's like every every season that there's a team you don't expect, of recent history anyway, a team
Mm.
that you don't expect to be up there. They have all the momentum. Everyone's talking about them, but come Christmas or post Christmas, they fall off. They can't maintain it. The
That's the
pressure,
thing.
the injuries, it's too much. The squad's not big enough.
They've got a busy period now, and like historically speaking, from an Arsenal fan, it's painful to say, but for years where we've had a good run, February
Yeah,
normally is the worst time, and that's where things kind of, don't go to
better.
plan anymore. Like the run-ins, the other tournaments you're playing, the cups that you're in, the European tournaments if you're in, that busy Christmas period, you don't really get a break for these players. So by that time, February, they've already played freaking 30, 40 games.
Yeah,
Um, and you're coming up to the home stretch, let's say from late February to May. That's the 2 months where, you're either going to win it or it kind of shows whether if you have any missing players, any injuries,
yeah,
that could, hamper the progress. So yeah, it'll be interesting if they're still up there within a point. Like today, as it stands, the league table, they're a point behind Arsenal. Both them and Liverpool, they're equal on
yeah.
points. It's just goal difference separating them. If they're still a point behind come February, like I would not
That'd be
rule them out.
surprised.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would definitely not rule them out.
All right,
But yeah,
let's end on this note. Who do you think is going to be top after Christmas? Okay, let's say 1st of January, 1st of Jan. What's the top four? How's it gonna? Because there's a lot of games coming up in the next couple of weeks, like jam-packed games. So
yeah, this is the thing. We don't have a like as an Arsenal fan. I don't think we have a comfortable run. If you like, we've got a very difficult
yeah,
game, top two showdown next Saturday with Liverpool.
yeah,
Um, I'm gonna go out here and say, show a little bit of confidence in my team. I'm gonna say Arsenal top
yeah,
come the 1st of January or 2nd of January. Um, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say if Arsenal stay top, obviously means us winning or getting a positive result at Liverpool.
yeah.
That might
Good point.
give
Yeah,
Villa the advantage to be second,
yeah,
at least temporarily. So yeah, my 1st of January top table, I'd say, or league table, I'd say Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool,
yeah.
City. It's
Arsenal,
a
Liverpool.
brave call, but
Mm,
I don't know.
very cool. I know a lot of drops are going to be dropped over this Christmas period, so
Mm,
we'll see. But my prediction probably be I could never accept Arsenal being top. Like, sorry, I know Liverpool are my ops as well, but for some
yeah,
reason, I hate Arsenal with passion.
mm,
So, yuck. I'm gonna go with Liverpool top, Arsenal third,
mm,
Villa second, and Man City fourth because they still got they're messing around. United will be. I still predict United to finish in the top four. I feel like
yeah.
today's a turning point today. Like building that
It's
performance,
not a
even though it
huge
wasn't what I like.
difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're 10 points behind Liverpool, but
yeah,
like you said, you've got um, more space now in terms of rest periods and training periods between games. Um, although this period is, coming, games are coming thick and fast.
make it fast.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that you should have a decent run, especially with some of the players out coming back soon or suspensions and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see.
But we'll see. All right, then. Al, thanks for joining today, pal. We'll leave it here. Please like and join, subscribe, all that lovely jazz, all that good stuff. But yeah, catch you in the next one now.
See you guys.
See.